In this video, we're going to create a decal that is perfect for adding detail in the form of dirt, grunge, stains, leaks. So let's open this image. I have this decal leaking. This is a simple image, and we're going to extract the detail, these leaks and this dirt from it. Now, the technique I'm about to show you is applicable to any of the detailed decals, such as dirt, grunge, stains, or leaks. So you can use these techniques and apply it to a variety of detailed decals. So first, let's go ahead and resize this to 512 by 512. So I am focused on the dark sections of this texture, and I'm gonna draw a crop tool and center to include the interesting dark leaks, or as much as I can, in this texture. And I'm going to press enter to resize. Let's get a little closer, and I'm going to fix just a few things right here. I'm just going to fill them in and clone. We're using the clone tool and just fill that little area in. Press S on the keyboard. This switches over to the clone tool, and then I'm pressing Alt to sample a color from the texture, and then left clicking to clone an area from the sampled section. And now let's go ahead and save this as a PSD file so we retain all of the work and layers and have a work file. Let's go to File, Save As. Now let's save it inside the PSD folder under Dirt Decal. Now let's go ahead and extract this detail, this leaking dirt, from this texture. For this, we're going to use a color range technique, but first we need to turn our background layer to a regular layer. So double click and click OK. Now come up to Select, Color Range, and left click to sample the dark color, and you will see the selection of the color that you're sampling show up. So just kind of left click to select the best view for these leaks, and that looks pretty good. You can increase the fuzziness, which will allow more of the dirt to come through. And let's go ahead somewhere about maybe 45, maybe less, about 40. You want to make sure that you're using selection. So once you're happy with the selection, let's go ahead and click OK. This will give us a selection of these leaks coming down. Now, with them being selected, create a layer mask. This will hide everything except for the selection. We still have this image, but with the layer mask, everything but what we need is being hidden. Now let's create an opacity mask. Hold down Control and left click on the layer mask. This will create a selection from the layer mask. Jump over to Channels and create a new alpha channel. And with the selection still active, fill it with white. We have white set as a background color, so I'm going to press Control Backspace and Control D to deselect. This is going to be our opacity mask. Let's jump over back to RGB channel, go to layers, let's create a new layer, move it on the bottom, and we want to fill this layer with the closest color so we don't have any artifacts show up. So I'm going to use the color picker and select one of these colors and press Alt Backspace to fill that layer. And that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and save this decal. File, Save As, save it as a target. Let's jump outside this folder, go into Textures, and save it as Dirt Decal. Click Save, and we're going to select 32-bit pixel. Now let's go ahead and import that decal into Unreal Engine. Select Texture folder, Import, select Dirt Decal, Open. Jump over to Materials folder. Let's create a new material. Name it mat_decal dirt. Double click to open the material editor. Let's come down to the details, change material domain to deferred decal. Jump over to Content Browser, Textures, select our dirt decal texture. Hold T on the keyboard, left click to place a texture sample. Connect it to base color. Then take the alpha channel and connect it to opacity. Select the material decal, and let's change decal blend mode to debuffer translucent color only. We will not use a normal or a roughness map, not for this decal. And of course, as I mentioned before, debuffer decal will work in indirectly lit environments. Let's go ahead and hit apply. Jump over to our content browser, material folder, select our MAT decal dirt, and let's go ahead and left click and drag. Now let's rotate 90 degrees and rotate another 90 degrees and position it on the wall. I'm going to go ahead and scale this so it fits the wall, and let's move it a little closer and let's raise it up. We now have a unique decal detail that we can use and duplicate across all the walls that we need. So this helps to add additional detail to make each wall stand out and make that wall a little bit different. One more thing that we're going to do is turn down the intensity of this decal. So in this particular situation, this might be a little bit too strong of a color to use. So let's go ahead, jump back into material editor, and we're going to use multiply and a 1 vector constant and run the alpha channel through it. So I'm going to hold 1 key and left click to insert 1 vector, and then hold M key and left click to insert multiply. I'm going to place multiply right here, select the 1 vector, place it underneath the texture sample, take the alpha channel into A, and take 1 vector into B. And now I'm going to take the multiply and plug it into opacity. With 1 vector constant value set to 0, it's going to be essentially turned off, so we don't see the decal show up. Value of 1 is going to be the default, as if we were using alpha channel as is, and anywhere in between those values is going to give us different intensity variation. So let's go ahead and do 0.5. Click apply, and here we are, turn down the intensity, and now it looks more realistic and natural. And now we can just take this decal and duplicate it across a few other walls, maybe stretch it out a little bit to give a little more variation. And this is how you create dirt decals. And again, you can use this color range technique and extract variety of detail from various textures. In the next video, we're going to create a blood splatter decal.